This video is sponsored by Dubby Jitterless Energy Blend and by Reaper Apparel Company. Stay tuned till after the video to learn how you can save 10% off of your order. Hey, what's happening, ladies and germs? Hold on one second. Let me see if I have the right audio input here. Yep, okay. We're good. Alright, what's happening, ladies and germs? This is the PackerMan. Welcome to this Monday edition of The Fuel, where today we're going to be talking about the Enjoy Illinois 300 presented by Ticket Smarter at the Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway. Where to even begin with this episode? I mean, obviously, the two big stories of the week coming in were the news that Stewart-Haas Racing is shutting down at the end of the year, and Kyle Larson still hasn't gotten his waiver from NASCAR regarding his decision to run in the Indianapolis 500. First, SHR shutting down. The rumors had been persisting for weeks. I think I even said it on an episode of The Fuel last week that I even said that I don't know if they were even going to get through the end of this year or even be around next year. And then lo and behold, the announcement was made on Wednesday, I believe, around 4 p.m. And it had the announcement of Tony Stewart and Gene Haas shutting down Stewart-Haas Racing at the end of the 2024 season, which honestly isn't as big of a surprise as I thought it would be, because I mean both team owners kind of got their interests elsewhere, because Stewart's obviously got Eldora Speedway that he's running. He's also got his drag racing team that he's running in the NHRA. And Gene Haas obviously has his Formula One team. So it was pretty obvious right from the get-go that both team owners basically had their interests split. And I think Stewart himself even said that he felt like the beginning of the end for Stewart-Haas was when they couldn't get Kyle Larson on board. Not necessarily because he didn't want to or Larson didn't want to. I'm pretty sure he would have joined Stewart-Haas at the first opportunity, but Ford wouldn't sign off on it. Because let's not forget, this is coming off of Larson being under suspension for, of course, his racial slur incident in 2020. So Ford wouldn't co-sign Tony Stewart getting Kyle Larson on board, and he felt like that was probably the beginning of the end. And then, of course, Ford not re-signing their manufacturer deal with Stewart-Haas. I mean, I think it was pretty obvious, and Stewart's, dwindling interest in being involved in NASCAR. I think the writing was on the wall for Stewart-Haas Racing. It was just a matter of time, and this past Wednesday, it's exactly what happened. It sucks for everybody who's employed there. You got all 6 drivers in Xfinity and Cup that are going to have to find new homes now. Rumors are that Briscoe is going to land possibly at the Wood Brothers, because let's be honest here, Harrison Burton is just not cutting the mustard whatsoever in that car. But right now, it's not currently known where anybody else is going to be. But all 4 charters are going to be up for grabs. The rumors are that Trackhouse and 2311 are interested in getting one, which would bring their team numbers up to 3. And the reports are that Front Row has already negotiated to get a charter from them, so that would bring their team count up to 3. So there's that. And we already know that Michael McDowell is going to Spire Motorsports to drive the 71 car next year. So I think that third Trackhouse car is going to have Zane Smith in it, because Zane Smith is contracted to Trackhouse, but he's on loan to Spire this year, which is why I think he's only got the 1-year deal with Spire. And then he's going to be in the third Trackhouse car next year. Anything beyond that, though, is kind of up in the air at this point, so it's your guess as to where those charters are going to go. And then, of course, the other big story is the fact that Kyle Larson still has not gotten his waiver. And, of course, this stupid debate continues. And it's like, if NASCAR decides not to give Larson a waiver and makes him championship ineligible, it's going to be probably the biggest fucking fumble in NASCAR history. Because this guy has brought more attention to both IndyCar and NASCAR than most drivers have done in a long time. And this is how you're going to treat it after hyping it up all this fucking time. I mean, it wasn't his fault that Mother Nature decided to be a royal fucking cunt on Memorial Day weekend of all days and basically fuck up his chance to do the double. And honestly, if they decide not to give him the waiver, I mean, it's just going to discourage people from wanting to do the double in the future, which is absolutely the wrong way to go about this. And anybody that says otherwise is quite frankly a fucking idiot, as far as I'm concerned. As far as this race goes, the Enjoy Illinois 300, I was not looking forward to this race at all. And the reason for that is Gateway as a racetrack fucking sucks. I mean, I'm pretty sure their facilities are top notch, but the on-track product just sucks dick. I have not been a fan of this track whatsoever in the 3 years that it's been on the Cup schedule. The first 2 races were dog water, with last year's being the worst of the bunch. But admittedly, this race was not as bad as I was expecting. I mean, the first 2 stages were I mean, it was nothing to write home about. But the third stage was when it finally started to pick up a little wee bit, because you had some strategies going on. Because track position at this track is just key. There's just no other way to put it. But you had all kinds of varying strategies going on and all that other stuff. And the third stage went completely caution free, which meant that no overtimes and all that other dumb stuff. And we had a great battle for the lead coming towards the end of the end of the race between Blaney and Christopher Bell, who had far and away the best car all day. I mean, he was pretty much the only one who could drive through the field with hardly any effort. And he actually made the pass on Blaney to take the lead, but then right as he took the lead, the engine basically went south on him, and he actually ended up finishing 7th. He actually still ended up finishing the race on a sick engine, but there was no question he probably should have won this race, because he was the dominant car all day. Truex was actually giving him a bit of a helping hand with his ailing engine, because Truex was 3 laps down after a flat tire earlier. So he was giving his teammate a push, and it probably helped salvage a top 10 finish for Bell at the end. So, and Bell even said afterwards that Truex is a class act as a teammate. So there you go. But that brings us to the end of the race, when it looked like Ryan Blaney was going to win. I mean, he had the race well in hand, and then coming to take the white flag, he runs out of fuel. His team basically didn't bother to put a second can of fuel in, because they figured, well, he'll probably have enough to make it to the end. And he was 1 lap short on fuel. And Austin Cindric, of all people, wins this race. And he is now into the Cup Series playoffs for the 2nd time in his career. Now I'm just going to go ahead and preface this by saying this. I am in no way shitting on Cindric's performance in this race. He did not put a wheel wrong all race. He did a great job, stayed out of trouble, was pretty much up front, I think pretty much all day, a large majority of the race anyway. And he was in position to win when it mattered. I mean, did he back into this win? Yeah, sort of, when his teammate ran out of gas, but he was in position to take advantage of it. And it wasn't like he was just right there in second because of stupid strategy at the end of the race. No, he was actually legitimately quick in this race. But let's be completely honest here, people. The title of this episode is the title of this episode for a reason, okay? Between Cindric's Daytona 500 victory in 2022 and his win in this race, he has done jack fuck all in the Cup Series. And this, I know some people are going to be like, well, I mean, it sometimes takes people a few years to get going. That's not an excuse to me anymore. We have seen drivers come into this series year one and completely dominate and get wins and compete for championships. That excuse does not fly anymore in this modern era. It just does not. You can't use it as an excuse anymore. And just to give you an idea of how absolute dog water Cindric has been in his 3 full-time seasons in Cup so far. 2022, statistically so far, has been his best year, his rookie year. 1 win, 5 top 5s, 9 top 10s, and 1 pole in 36 starts. Led 86 total laps and had a 12th place points finish. Since then, he has not matched either his top 5 count or his top 10 count from 2022. 2023, 36 races, 1 top 5, 5 top 10s, only led 33 laps and finished 24th in points. And then before Gateway, 14 races, 1 top 5, 1 top 10, and was 20th in points coming into this race. In 94 total starts, he has 8 top 5s and 17 top 10s. That's not a good average in terms of top 10s to total starts. And again, you can't use the excuse of, well, he's not in a good car, because he's in a Team Penske car. He's technically in the flagship car for Penske Racing, the number 2. Okay, this isn't some, sideways, fucking, bastard child car. No, this is a championship team. So that excuse just does not fly. So while he did a great job in this race and he ended up going to victory lane and getting his second career win, he's got to keep the ball rolling. That's the thing, though. I mean, one good race is not going to change people's perceptions of what is perceived to be a very mediocre driver, who a lot of fans feel he's only in that car due to nepotism. I mean, his dad, Tim Cindric, is the fucking team president of Penske. Nepotism is a very strong thing in this sport. I mean, when the fucking people who run it, basically got into their positions through nepotism. I mean, look at Austin Dillon. He's been in that 3 car for a decade now. And the only reason why he's in that car is because his granddad owns the team. Ty Gibbs, he's in that 54 car now because his grandfather owns the team. So yes, Austin Cindric did do a good job in this race. He did not put a wheel wrong all day long. So, I mean, I will rightfully shit on his performances so far in his Cup career. I won't shit on his performance in this race specifically, though, because he did a damn good job in this race. Did not put a wheel wrong all day. Was pretty much in the top 5 pretty much all race long, and led, I think, 50 some odd laps. He led 53 laps, I believe. Let me double check that real quick. He led 53 laps in this race. I think it was the second most laps of the entire day. So he did a good job in this race, but he has got to improve on his performances. His average finish on non-super speedway races this year coming into this race is an average of 25 coming into this race. That's not good. And it doesn't matter regardless of who it is. An average finish of 25th on non-super speedway races is dog shit. Like, that's back marker material. And you can't be doing that when you're in the flagship car for a high-profile race team like Team Penske. Doesn't matter who it is. So, this was a good start. But he has got to keep the ball rolling. He has got to improve his performance on a weekly basis if he wants people to take him seriously as a driver. So, I mean, if he continues to keep up with these performances and start stringing together top 5s, top 10s, competing for wins, then a lot of people's tunes will change. But one fluke win is not going to change people's perception of you. You've got to keep that ball rolling because this is a momentum sport. You've got to keep that ball rolling and prove that you're a championship contender instead of having everybody having the feeling of, well, you know, he's just a wasted playoff spot. Because that's the feeling right now. But if he starts putting together some good performances and starts getting that ball rolling and starts getting his season turned around from this performance in this race, then people's perception of him will start to change, but only if he starts putting together good runs on a week-to-week basis. But the other thing, however, about this race, because the race itself was not bad. I have basically no problems with the race itself. The real issue is Fox Sports. I've already shit on Fox Sports on numerous occasions this year, but my God, this race was probably the worst production I've seen out of Fox Sports all year, and honestly, probably in this decade so far. And the fact that they're still going to be on board with NASCAR for 7 more fucking years is a travesty. Because the amount of ineptitude and, quite frankly, laziness that's going on right now with Fox Sports is just fucking pathetic. I mean, the first thing was when they missed the fireworks. Right off the bat, they missed the fireworks that Gateway always does, you know, at the beginning of every race. You know, and they knew ahead of time that it was going to happen, and they didn't show it live on TV. They showed it after the fact on a replay, but it's something that should have been shown live. I mean, is it that big of a deal? Probably not, but I mean, that was just the tip of the iceberg. Like, there were production issues all fucking race long. Like, they literally came back from commercial when Kyle Busch was leading the race. Christopher Bell was running him down, and they literally came back from commercial literally right as Christopher Bell had just passed him. Actually, he had already completed the pass, and they came back from commercial right after that, and they didn't even bother showing a replay of the pass. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, are you serious right now? And then we get to the battle for the lead between Ryan Blaney and Christopher Bell. You know, they're showing the battle for the race lead. They're side by side for the race lead. And then, I mean, this has to be seen to be believed. So here it is. This is the battle for the race lead with 21 laps to go, coming to 20 to go, between Blaney and Bell. It's an absolutely incredible battle for the race lead. They're side by side coming to 20 to go. Then this happens. For whatever reason, they decide, oh, we're going to switch to side by side and show that. just a double shot of two different sets of fans watching the race while these two are battling side by side for the race lead. Like, who in the fuck is in charge of these decisions right now? I honestly believe that was that side by side shot the same two fans. Oh my god, it literally is. Because you see on the right and then the one on the left, they literally did a double shot of the same fucking fan. Like, you gotta be kidding me with this shit right now. And then, as if that wasn't enough, then there was the post-race fuck-ups. Yes, there were post-race fuck-ups as well. You know, because I was actually watching the end of the race, and the amount of absolute fuck-ups from this is just like, I can't even describe it. I mean, the only way I can the only thing I do is show this shit to you. Look right there, 30th. 16. I didn't realize that Shane Van Gisbergen was in this race today. When I think it was, who the fuck was it? I believe it was actually, let me check my notes here. Because the 16, I believe, was involved in the second caution of the day. Derek Kraus, he was in the 16. When he was spun by Cody Ware. Oh yeah, Cody Ware, back in the Cup Series. He was involved in the first two fucking cautions of the day. Spun himself and John Hunter Nemechek in the first caution, then spun himself and Derek Kraus in the second caution. Why the fuck is Cody Ware back in the Cup Series? Oh, that's right, nepotism. Because he's driving the 15 car for Rick Ware Racing. Go fucking figure. But that's not the only fuck up. Look at this shit. Justin Allgaier driving the 5. They literally didn't bother changing some of these names back because they had Allgaier in the 5, which he was in the car last week, but not this week. They had Shane Van Gisbergen in the 16 car, which he was in last week, but not this week. This week it was Derek Kraus. And it's just like, what in the fuck? And then there's this. During the same interview with Brad Keselowski. Third. Brad Keselowski finished third today. Oh, and another thing, right there, 15 car. Kaz Gralla is not in the 15 car. Cody Ware is. And one more thing. Apparently, during the interview there was a post-race interview with Joey Logano, there were some audio issues. I'm going to take a listen to this as well, because I want to see if this is actually the case. Alright. So we're going to go full screen here. Let's listen to this. Oh my god. The microphone wasn't even fucking working.
What were you guys battling in the first half here?
We've kind of gone the whole race. It's loose off, especially in the long haul. And in traffic, I couldn't get the gas pedal down.
Fox Sports is a fucking joke. If I was NASCAR, I would find a way to get them out of my fucking broadcasting contract ASAP. Because it's pretty clear to me that they don't give a fuck about NASCAR anymore. Certainly not the people that are in the production booth right now. Because, I mean, they also, like Mike Joy and Clint Boyer both called out that Josh Berry was having problems down the front stretch, and the production crew didn't even bother switching cameras to point it at the 4 car. Fox Sports sucks dick. NASCAR needs to fucking get rid of them off of their fucking broadcasting contract. Because having them around for another 7 years is honestly very fucking scary. Because if this is the type of fucking nonsensical bullshit that we're going to have to deal with, then, I mean, is it really worth watching this shit on Fox anymore? Because, I mean, this is an every fucking week occurrence now. This isn't just something that happens every other week or every so often. This is an every week type of thing where we're talking about this shit, where there's constant fucking production issues that a lot of people are fucking noticing. Like, this is fucking ridiculous. This is Bush League bullshit from a company that is a multi-billion-dollar company. Get your fucking shit together, Fox Sports, you fucking imbeciles. So, race stats from the race. There were 16 overall lead changes. 4 of them were pure. The last one with Austin Cindric getting by Blaney did not count because Blaney had issues running out of gas. There were 5 total cautions, none in the final stage, which was surprising. And no overtimes, which is the first time that Gateway did not have an overtime, which is great. So that certainly helps my overall feeling of this race. There were 3,818 green flag passes, which comes out to 18.4 on average per lap, which is decent. And Christopher Bell, for the second straight week, led the most laps with 80 laps total. Last week it was 90 laps that he led. This week it was 80 laps. So, my final rating for this race, I mean, let's be honest here. The first part of this race was just, I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it was kind of boring at points. But it wasn't, like, awful, like the first 2 races were. Then it finally started picking up in the third stage with some strategy shit. And I was really hoping that we were going to see that battle between Blaney and Bell all the way to the checkered. If Bell didn't have his engine issues, and then Blaney running out of gas was just a what the fuck moment. And then Austin Cindric just pulling a win out of his ass, which, let's be honest here, came out of left field. So my final rating for this race, I'm going to give it a 5. I'm going to go right down the middle, which is obviously the best rating I have given Gateway in the 3 years that it's been on the Cup schedule. First 2 years, let's be honest, were fucking dog water. Last year was awful. It was just basically not watchable. And then this year it was okay. I'm not going to completely shit on it. I mean, it was just alright. Which for Gateway is a lot better than it had been. So there's that. It was just the Fox Sports just sucks dick at production. And this was honestly probably the worst we had seen all year. Because there were so many problems that a lot of people pointed out. Not just me. There were a lot of people that pointed this shit out. So Fox Sports needs to get their fucking act together. Because this is embarrassing at this point. Talking about it every single fucking week. But that's going to do it for this edition of The Fuel. Thank you very much for watching. And until next time, this is the PackerMan signing out. See you later. Hey, what's happening, ladies and germs? This is the PackerMan letting you know that tonight's video was sponsored by W Jitterless Energy Blend and Reaper Apparel Company. Special shout out to both of them for sponsoring my YouTube channel. W Energy is a jitterless energy blend that contains coffee fruit extract and was designed to give gamers a boost of energy without all the downsides of regular energy drinks like crashes and harmful ingredients. And there are several different great flavors that you can try, such as Dragonade, Push and Punch, Galaxy Grenade, Beach and Peach, Watermelonada, and the limited edition Palm Blom flavor. And don't forget to get you a plastic shaker while you're at it. If you're interested in giving W Energy a shot, there's an affiliate link down in the description box below. In addition to W Energy, this video has also been brought to you by Reaper Apparel Company. By clicking on the affiliate link down below in the description box, you'll be able to browse through many of their different wares, such as hats, t-shirts, hoodies, and other cool items. And that's not the only thing. When you place an order and you go to checkout, be sure to type in the code PackerMan and you'll be able to save 10% off of your order. And it would also help me out as well if you use the affiliate link, so thank you if you do. And also, special thanks to both Dubby and Reaper Apparel for sponsoring my channel. Hey, what's happening, ladies and germs, and thank you for watching tonight's video. Be sure to hit like and subscribe to stay apprised of the latest videos for this channel. If you would like to join the Spare Parts Gaming community, links to their Discord and Facebook are down in the description. Also, if you would like to leave me a tip for the video, a link to my coffee is down in the description box below at buymeacoffee.com/thepackerman71. Also, be sure to give my channel sponsors W Energy and Reaper Apparel Company a shot. Their affiliate links are down in the description box below, and it would help me out as well. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, this is the PackerMan signing out.